China just shocked the world, and honestly, no one's really talking about it. Something extraordinary is happening on the other side of the world. Something so big, it could, rewrite the story of the 21st century. While Western headlines keep looping the same old distractions, China is quietly, relentlessly, building a future that looks straight out of science fiction. A future where machines think for themselves, where cars drive with no humans inside, where cities run on algorithms instead of politicians, and where an army of robots is being assembled in real time, not for the next century, but for this one. It sounds like a movie, but it's not. It's happening right now. Let's start small, with dinner. Not long ago, waiting for a pizza delivery meant 45 minutes of hoping it wouldn't arrive cold. In China, that wait is over. Companies like Meituan have built entire fleets of autonomous drones that can drop your food at your door in just 15 minutes. They're not guessing, they're precise to the minute. Each drone flies on pre-approved routes, guided by AI traffic systems, avoiding buildings, people, and even weather patterns in real time. To date, Meituan's drones have completed more than 300,000 successful deliveries. That's the equivalent of feeding every single person in a mid-sized city, entirely from the air. No driver, no delay, just precision. And out in the countryside, it's even wilder. JD.com, one of China's biggest logistics giants, uses drones that can carry between 5 and 30 kilograms. They call them pickup trucks in the sky. These aircraft connect remote villages that once took days to reach. Now, packages arrive in minutes. While many countries are still testing drones under strict limitations, China is already scaling them into a nationwide network. But delivery drones are just the appetizer. The main course is what's happening on the ground. This year alone, more than 15 million new cars in China will come equipped with robot brains, AI systems powerful enough to drive themselves. That means 2 out of every 3 new cars rolling off Chinese assembly lines can operate without a human touching the steering wheel. Take the Geopolitics, the world's first car, with what engineers call a true AI partner. It's not just self-driving, it's self-thinking. Inside is an assistant named Simo, an artificial mind you can actually talk to. You can step outside, look at your parked car and say, "Simo, come pick me up." And the car will drive itself to you, from up to 2 kilometers away. Powered by dual NVIDIA Orin chips delivering 508 trillion operations per second, the GUA-01 has more computing power than most research labs did a decade ago. 11 HD cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, 5 radar systems. It perceives the world like a living organism. It can park itself, dodge obstacles, make unprotected left turns in dense city traffic, and adapt on the fly. This isn't beta testing, it's mass production. Then there's BYD, the company that just overtook Tesla as the largest EV manufacturer on Earth. Their Yangwang U8 is an electric SUV that redefines physics itself. Each of its 4 wheels has an independent electric motor, allowing it to spin 360 degrees in place, the famous tank turn. The same technology lets it crab walk sideways into parking spots that seem impossible for any normal car. But here's where it gets mind-bending. The U8 can drive into water that's nearly 5 feet deep, and keep going. It can float like a boat, and propel itself forward at 3 kilometers per hour. Imagine being caught in a flood and simply driving across the water to safety. It stays afloat for 30 minutes, running perfectly fine. And this isn't a prototype. You can walk into a dealership and buy one today. Then comes its supercar sibling, the BYD U9 Extreme, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 2.36 seconds. That's faster than you can even say super speed. It shattered records at over 496 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest production car on Earth. But here's where the line between machine and performance art disappears. The U9 can dance. Thanks to BYD's D-Suzek hydraulic suspension system, the car can jump 75 millimeters off the ground, hop over obstacles, and even move to the rhythm of music. a 1,200 horsepower supercar literally dancing to a beat. It's equal parts absurd and genius, a mechanical marvel that blurs the line between engineering and imagination. Now, while these cars dominate headlines in Asia, the real story is what lies underneath. China's people are ready for this future. Surveys show that 85% of Chinese citizens say they're comfortable being driven by a robot. In America, it's barely 39%. The gap isn't just cultural, it's psychological. One side is leaning into the future, the other is afraid of it. And this difference in mindset is what's accelerating China's transformation. Autonomous taxis are already running in 19 Chinese cities, operated by companies like Baidu and AutoX. In total, 16,000 robotaxis are being tested, on more than 32,000 kilometers of roads built specifically for AI driving. That's not an experiment. That's infrastructure. But even the smartest cars need energy, and China just cracked the final code charging speed. For years, electric cars came with a problem: long charge times. BYD decided to end that once and for all. Their new 1 megawatt charging system pushes enough power to add 400 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes. That's faster than filling a gasoline tank. Think about what that means. The moment charging becomes faster than refueling, the gas engine's reign ends. Not someday, but right now. And while the rest of the world is still arguing over the future of electric vehicles, China is already writing the next chapter in transportation entirely: flight on the ground. The new generation of maglev trains doesn't even touch the rails. They float on invisible magnetic fields, gliding with zero friction. In recent tests, one train reached 404 miles per hour in just 7 seconds. Another experimental line hit 620 miles per hour. Faster than most passenger airplanes. That means you could travel from Beijing to Shanghai, roughly the same distance as New York to Atlanta, in just 2.5 hours. This is not hype, it's infrastructure that exists. And still, we've only scratched the surface, because while China is building machines, it's also building minds. While Western schools debate phone bans, Chinese classrooms are teaching 6-year-olds the basics of artificial intelligence. Starting this year, every student in Beijing will study AI for at least 8 hours annually. Millions of kids learning to think and code before they've even mastered multiplication tables. Across the country, 184 schools have been selected to pilot advanced AI programs. The goal? To raise an entire generation fluent in data, robotics, and automation. When these children grow up, they won't just use AI, they'll build it. And this may be China's greatest advantage of all: a national strategy that sees technology not as an industry, but as a civilization. Because if you step back and look at the big picture, at the drones in the sky, the robots in factories, the self-driving cars, the AI classrooms, and the floating trains, what you're really seeing isn't innovation in isolation. You're seeing the architecture of a new world taking shape. And make no mistake, this transformation isn't happening quietly by accident. It's deliberate, it's systematic, it's strategic. China's leaders understand something profound. Whoever builds the smartest machines will control the next century. That's why factories across the country are being upgraded with industrial robots at a record pace. Nearly 300,000 new robotic units installed in a single year. They're welding, lifting, assembling, replacing human labor where the population is aging. The robots never sleep. The same AI that drives a car can coordinate a factory floor, guide delivery drones, or even control autonomous ships. And that's before we even talk about defense. In 2025, the People's Liberation Army publicly demonstrated robotic quadrupeds, mechanical wolves moving alongside human soldiers in tactical exercises. These machines carry weapons, scout terrain, and communicate with drones above. The PLA's own journals predict that humanoid robots will soon transform warfare itself, merging precision, endurance, and autonomy in ways humanity has never seen. This is not science fiction anymore. It's the dawn of intelligent warfare, and it's already being tested. Meanwhile, the West debates the ethics of AI. China is already building the battlefield around it. But here's the twist. For all the talk about catching up, China's goal isn't just to dominate, it's to redefine what's possible. To build an ecosystem where everything, from the streetlights to the schools to the skies, is connected, automated, and optimized by AI. Picture a city where garbage trucks drive themselves, drones deliver breakfast, robots teach children, and maglev trains float above the horizon. That city isn't a dream. It's Shenzhen, Hangzhou, Chengdu, and dozens more. China isn't waiting for the future to arrive. It's manufacturing it, exporting it, and scaling it across the planet. And as the rest of the world looks on, one uncomfortable truth becomes clear. The future is not something we're approaching. It's something that's already arrived. And China? China is the one driving.